currently once again on a work trip, and I decided that I am going to go to the gym. I bundled up and stepped outside. Snowflakes was just hitting me in the face. It's about 7 to 10 minutes walk to the gym.
Okay. Well, I won't be doing that.
I turned right back, but I still want to work out, so I am going to do it in my hotel room. Then why not record it and show you guys how you can modify and actually do workouts at home with minimal equipment and still feel good afterwards. So work out with me in my hotel room. Up, look up. Okay, I'm happy that I actually bought my resistance band with me. I'm at the point where I am training with weights. I have these plastic ones, and I also have these cloth ones at different intensities. I used ChatGPT to develop a glute and core focus training plan. I asked it to modify day 1 of the plan for me. It gave me an output. So that's what I'll be following. You guys can't actually read it because I'm using a front-facing camera. Glute bridges are actually one of the best exercises to activate and strengthen the glutes. Make sure that you're engaging your core when you're doing glute bridges. Let me actually bring it down just a little bit. You want to make sure your back is flat. To get the most out of this move, you have to keep your feet hip width apart and drive through your heels and then squeeze your glutes at the top. For an extra challenge, place a resistance band above your knees and push outward as you lift. This is great for building the side glutes. Focus on using your glutes to lift and not your lower back muscles. If you feel pain in your lower back after this exercise, you're definitely doing it wrong. And a comparative alternative exercise is the hip abduction. And that completes the 3 sets that I have. For the rest of the exercise, I'm just going to switch to voiceover because the talking and the working out can't do it, sister. Can't do it. Bulgarian split squats are already a killer lower body move, but adding a resistance band takes them the next level. Since I pulled the band up to my arms, it added an extra challenge by engaging my upper body and my core for stability. Now, posture makes all the difference in how this exercise targets your muscles. So if you stay upright, you'll feel more activation in your quads, but if you lean slightly forward, keeping your spine neutral and your chest lifted, you shift the focus to your glutes, and that's what I'm aiming for here. If you find that the balance is kind of tricky, just slow down and focus on engaging your core. I actually don't really like Bulgarian split squats, but here we are. This exercise seriously burns, but that's how you know it's working. Took a piece of hair from me. That's crazy. You gotta be careful with those resistant bands. They will rip your hair out. Anyways, hydration is key, especially during a workout. I like to sip on water in between sets just to keep my energy up and my muscles functioning properly. Remember that staying hydrated helps with recovery and prevents cramps and keep your performance strong. Don't forget to drink water as you go. Your body will thank you. Next exercise that's on the kill list is wall sits. They may look simple, but they are one of the best exercises to build lower body endurance. You want to make sure that your back is flat against the wall and your knees are at a 90-degree angle, and keep your core engaged. Pushing your knees outwards against a resistance band engages your glutes a lot more, and trust me, the time goes slower. These will be the longest 60 seconds you've ever experienced. I decided to do my last set without bands because my legs were shaking and the burn goes crazy. You can't have a glute workout without squats. Squats is a must. I mean, look at my glutes. Look at it. Squats are a great foundational movement for building strength, and adding a resistant band makes them even more effective. Again, place the band above your knees, squat down, push your knees outward against the band. This helps to engage your glutes and outer thighs more while also improving stability. When you rise, don't lock your knees. Keep a slight bend to maintain tension in the band and continue targeting the muscles. Move with control and squeeze your glutes at the top. Hey yo, is it just me or don't my glutes look glutey right now? It reminds me of that King of Squats guy from Instagram. The squats gave me a good glute pump. Jumping into doing step ups, which is secretly one of my favorite moves for glutes. The key here is driving through the working leg and not pushing off the back foot. Let that front leg do all the work. Also, don't forget, if you're stepping up straight, you're targeting your quads, but if you hinge slightly forward, you're targeting your glutes. I was thinking about adding a resistant band. At this point, I was like, are you mad? It already burns so much. So I just continued doing that, and obviously I alternate with both legs. Also, I feel like I'm flirting with you every time I look at the camera. No joke. So I think it's time that I tell you, you're doing great, Bookie. Okay, so I decided to finish off with planks because they are amazing for core stability, but form is key. You have to keep your shoulders stacked over your elbows, your core tight, and your body in a straight line. Sometimes I like to engage my core a little bit more by rocking back and forth or doing leg raises. That can increase the intensity, but you can also add a resistance band around your wrist and pressing outward for extra upper body engagement. If you need a modification, you can just drop to your knees while keeping your core engaged. Last things on the list is that I always try to end my exercises with stretching. If you want to avoid walking funny, you have to do stretching. It helps with recovery. I first start off with child pose and then followed up with the frog pose just to stretch out my hips. Since we did a little bit of core, I did the cobra stretch as well. I added a little twist from side to side because I love cricking my back, and then it gives me extra stretch for my core. Pigeon pose is a track girl staple that gives your glutes and hips a deep stretch. Also opens your hips and increases flexibility. The figure 8 spinal twist loosens up my backs and hips, and I'm looking at you guys because I heard my back crack and I was like, did anybody else hear that? I love this. Always get to crack my back in this position. And then finally, the sit and reach stretch that exposes how tight my hamstrings are. Making it to my ankles is a win. Now back to real-time V.
Okay. Well, even though I'm disappointed with the weather and I didn't get to go into the gym, actually doing some type of movement despite those circumstances makes me feel a lot better. Adapting to situations such as bad weather or being a mom helps you keep consistent, and with consistency comes results. At the same time, don't give yourself grief, but give yourself grace if something doesn't go according to plan. If you can't adjust it because of the circumstances, that's okay too. Like, sometimes you can't give it 100% on that specific day, but you can give it 150 on another. So just keep pushing, just keep showing up for yourself, and you'll definitely see the results that you're looking for. Hope you guys enjoyed this impromptu video. It was not planned whatsoever. I was literally gonna film in the gym. I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. Bust a like if you did. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one.